UFG family, what up, doe? What up, doe, y'all? So, welcome to the UFG podcast, guys. Y'all see, I got my beautiful co-host, my bride, with me,
Hello, everybody.
and my bride Lily, and we're gonna just jump right into it today. So, our podcast today is kind of a mixture, right? It's kind of a gumbo of things that's been going on. Has to deal with the sneaker community, our personal life, our dreams, goals, that type of thing. So y'all come along with us for a ride, man. So first off, my queen, how you been?
I've been okay. Yeah. I could be better, but I'm okay though. As far as everything else goes, I'm okay. I'm grateful, and but I'm okay.
Good. That's good.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm cool. I miss y'all.
Yeah, we missed y'all.
We missed y'all. We missed y'all. So we missed a week last week on the episode. Due to our 11-year anniversary.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So we celebrated on July the 6th, which was a Saturday. We celebrated our 11-year anniversary. So that whole entire weekend was kind of like party time, right? Yeah. Celebration.
Yeah.
And we did not do any work.
None.
So I think y'all understand, when you be with somebody like me for 11 years and you push out 3 of my babies.
We gotta have the weekend off.
We gotta have the weekend off. You feel me? So no, we had a wonderful time. Just to touch on it real quick, we appreciate everybody who wished us happy anniversary.
Thank you guys so much.
We appreciate all the well wishes, the congratulations, the many mores, and then special thanks to my beautiful mom. Thanks to Ernest. Thank you for the effort that you put in for the cookout, and Ernest for you cooking the food and using your backyard. Such a beautiful home.
He had games out for the kids. Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, the kids had a good time, and it was a small, intimate affair, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't nice. A bunch of people. Y'all know my other co-host, my boy Buck. He showed up. That's my guy. Came in his work clothes,
right?
Because we had an appointment, which we'll dip into briefly. So he wanted to kind of show his face and hang out a little bit before we run off to our appointment, because the kids stayed with my mom, and me and Lily, we hung out that night. We hung out.
We almost didn't know what to do because we never.
It was like we didn't know what to do because we don't never be without kids. So like right now, our kids are upstairs in their rooms, on tablets and laptops, playing online with their boys and with their friends. And
right, and Nani, just real quick, a little update. Nani, she had made some money over the past couple
of weeks.
They
both
because
did.
Right, they made some money. They sold all their toys and
not all
of them, but most of them, and they got a pretty penny for what they got. Elijah has decided what to do with his, and Nani had decided to rearrange her room, to upgrade her room, if you will. Yeah. So she got
rid of her dollhouse, bro. You know how long it took me to build that thing, bro? That dollhouse was like 5 feet tall, bro.
She sold her dream house. Her Barbie dream house thing, and then she ended up getting like a nice lounge chair. Yeah. She got a little canopy for her bed. She got some new curtains, everything, and lights and twinkle lights. And she wants her room to be very cozy. She said she wants a rug. She has plans.
She's growing up too fast, bro. Because it's like, dang, all the Barbies gone. Like, so she still kept a couple Barbies, but.
Same thing with Elijah.
The dream house was like, come on.
And same thing with Elijah. He kind of sold all his mask, his Iron Man mask, his
Black Panther mask, his Darth Vader mask, his Darth Vader lightsaber. He let it all go.
His cars, his Legos,
action figures. Yeah. And then whatever he didn't sell, he gave to our neighbor.
Yeah. He's a little boy.
Little fella, man, next door. He gave it to. I don't want to put his name out here like that.
No, we don't want to do that.
But yeah, he gave it to him.
He was so happy.
Yeah, he was geek because there was some cool stuff in there.
I know.
If I was a little kid and I got that bag, I'd have been like, "Oh yeah, I like y'all."
This is the good stuff.
Yeah, he got the good stuff. He got some good stuff, man. He got some action figures, some Marvel action figures, a bunch of Lego stuff, some cars, and he's in probably like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So that stuff is like, oh my god,
right?
So
yeah, that's what they did. That's a little update on them.
They growing up,
right?
Man.
They growing up.
Time waits for no man.
So yeah, we had a great time on our anniversary weekend. It was so nice. After the barbecue, we ended up going.
So that's what I wanted to touch on real quick. So
I'm throwing you. Right
no,
now.
She threw me the lob, and here I go. So shout out to my little bro KJ. Appreciate you, brother. Little bro KJ is a sommelier with Highlands. Yeah. So if y'all know where Highlands Restaurant is here in the Detroit metropolitan area, it's located downtown Detroit inside of the GM building. The GM building is 72 floors tall. As y'all know, I work downtown at the Renaissance, but this is the GM building, right? Mm-hmm. It's 72 floors tall.
Your ears pop.
Your ears pop while you're going on the elevator. It's the tallest building in the state of Michigan, right? Mm-hmm. And the Highlands Restaurant is a very upscale, hoity-toity restaurant at the top on the 71st and 72nd floors. Very fancy schmancy. So KJ said, hey, it's y'all anniversary. Y'all come down here. You know, I got you on some things, and we went down there, man.
Man, we had a great time.
You know, I'm not cultured, bro. I tell everybody this, and ain't no shame in my game. It's not saying that I'll never get cultured, but right now, I'm still Darnell from 7 Mile Greenfield. You feel me? Like, I don't know nothing about wine. Like, I like wine, but I don't know about it. Yeah. I don't have a palate for it.
Yeah.
Like my boy John, he has a palate for scotch.
Yeah.
I don't have a palate for scotch, but when I go over his crib, we'll indulge.
He has good stuff. Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? So cultured things, man, and being in this environment in the Highlands, it was like, whoa, okay. Yeah. All right, you know what I'm saying? And we had what was the name of the drinks that we had?
So yours was named Green Essence.
Green Essence.
And mine was named the Cable Car.
And then the other one, I had an old fashioned.
It was like an espresso old fashioned.
Right.
And then she made my second one kind of like her own. We called it the Z special because she kind of mixed it.
Her name was Z.
Way. Yeah, her name was Z. So shout out to Z. If you guys ever go to Highland and you guys meet a bartender,
ask for Z.
She's amazing. Yeah, she knows her stuff. I mean, I'm sure they all know her stuff, but with interacting with her personally, she knew her stuff, and we just told her the essence of what we liked.
Yeah, what we liked.
She was like, "I got you," and she delivered. And so, yeah, I guess my second drink didn't necessarily
have a name, right? Yeah. So, and then we got these. We got a creme brulee.
Yeah, it's a creme brulee.
We got a creme brulee. We got a couple dessert dishes.
It was like a s'more type. It was very fancy.
Yeah, it was very smancy. Probably like $50 just for like a little s'more.
It was a little bite. It was, but oh my God, it was so good.
It was really good.
We are not complaining about the size because it was just enough.
It was delicious.
Because I mean, sometimes when we
less is more.
Right. When we serve ourselves, we kind of get happy on the serving.
Yeah, don't let me serve me a bowl of sherbet. It's over with. Half of the carton gone, dog. For real.
So the servings that they did give us was appropriate. You don't think it's appropriate when you first look at it. You're like, man, I'm gonna finish this. But once
you start eating on it, yeah, it's cool.
And then it was like a blueberry cream cheese.
Nah, that was my favorite.
It was a cheesecake. Yeah,
it was a blueberry cheesecake. It was delicious.
Yeah, it was.
That was
really
my favorite.
Good. Yeah,
that blueberry cheesecake. And then that was my first time having creme brulee. Is that how you say it?
Creme brulee.
Creme brulee.
Yeah.
And that was my first time having that, and it was good. I was surprised because I'm not.
It's like a nice little crunch to it.
Like I'm not into that hoity-toity stuff, right? Like I feel like even when I get to be a millionaire, I still make my own fried chicken in the kitchen. Like I was still.
We gotta stay humble.
You know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna do ribs on the grill, a charcoal grill, not propane. Right. I'm still gonna do those things no matter how rich I get, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm not into that, Give me
it's
some.
Good to know, though.
If me and the wife we want to have an alcoholic beverage and kind of hang out, let our hair down. Give me some Casamigos, Black Label, Neho. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I be on. You know what I'm saying? Hey, give me some wine and yeah, that's cool too. But it's like, hey, I'm trying to get there. Even MJ got his own tequila. He drink tequila. Like, come on, y'all.
Once we get into that world, we'll think differently. We're gonna look back at this in a couple of years and be like,
how ignorant was you.
But
that's me though, man.
It was a great time though. I mean, to be in that ambiance, he gave us a tour as well.
The whole ambiance, you see the entire city, and of course, if you know the layout of downtown Detroit, Windsor, Canada is right across. It's eyesight. You can see it. It's not like you got to search for it. But being up that high, I'd never been. I'm born and raised in Detroit. Never been in that part of the Renaissance, that high up.
Yeah,
like
that's crazy.
It was.
I mean, evidently for me neither, because I wasn't born here. But at the same time,
it was amazing.
It was amazing.
And then it was nighttime, so you see the lights of the city, the whole skyline. You see everything. It was beautiful. The whole ambiance, everything was just. It was beautiful, man. It was a great way to celebrate our 11-year anniversary, and we was thinking too, like, we're gonna be doing some $1 million deals up here, boy.
That's how it makes you feel. That's how that atmosphere makes you feel. Like, you know what? I can see myself here making a multi-million-dollar deal or making a really good business
what
deal.
They say, manifest it.
Yeah. And it was a great ambiance. It was great to see. And then he gave us a tour.
Man, we felt really important, man.
Yeah. People was looking at us like,
looking at us like, who's known, you know?
So, but they took care of us. So shout out to Highland, shout out to KJ, Z, everybody
who had some. We met the general manager too. I forgot his name.
I forgot his name too.
But he was,
he was really
cool
nice,
guy, man. So that was cool, man. But we gonna do some more work with KJ on the front, on a wine tasting front, and we got different socials planned, and we're gonna do some things, man. But again, shout out to Lil Bro, man. I love you, dog. Thank you so much. We sincerely appreciate that. He didn't have to do that, and that was beautiful. That was great.
I still felt bad that we didn't get the chance.
We didn't get to say bye because it was time to go. They were shutting up shop, and I thought he was busy, so I'm like, let's just go.
I mean, he's very important. Yeah. He's a very important
he's that
person.
guy up there.
He's that guy up there. So we didn't want to disturb his workflow either. But I did feel bad when he texted.
He was like, "Y'all gone?" I was like, "Oh no. Man." Because they was closing and we didn't know.
We did kind of wait
there before. Right.
So. We did kind of wait around just a little bit just to see if we would see him again. And
we sat like in the little lounge area looking at. It was facing Canada. We was on the Canada side, so we sat in the lounge looking at.
We were just kind of like, okay, everybody's leaving. We're kind of the last ones. Let's get out of here.
We finished our drinks and we was like, okay, we can't get another one, so we might as well leave. So, but that's how that went, man. That was cool. So that was pretty cool, man. That was pretty cool. So
next segueing onto the
segue into the next topic, which we're gonna cover. We're really figuring things out, right, with this podcast space. So new things to come. We have 2 episodes after this one, right? This is episode 18. So we got 19 and 20, and then we're going to take a small end of season break, where we're going to use that time and our resources to improve our quality, to improve our setup. Mm-hmm. And I will still keep this setup for my YouTube when I do shoe reviews, unboxings, excuse me, things of that nature. But we're going to change the podcast layout. Mm-hmm. And we want to get a setup where it's myself, Lily, and Buck, all 3 of us. And then if we have guests, if one of them if Buck just so happens can't make it, man, my mouth dry, my throat dry. We can hold on. It's like that little So we want to do a layout where it's myself, Buck, and Lily, and we're all live. But we also want to create it where if we have a guest, maybe we might have a guest. We might interview my sister. We might interview, my sister's an entrepreneur. She does her own thing. We may interview Leo. Yeah. Leo does his own thing. Yeah. Entrepreneur. So next season we're gonna really veer towards. We got a surprise for y'all for the last episode of this season, and that's gonna really catapult us in that direction we want to go in. We're still gonna stay on the topics of sneaker, fashion, sports, those type things, pop culture, but we're gonna go into a new direction of, talking to other entrepreneurs, giving light and flowers to those who deserve it, giving, bringing light to Detroit, those in the community in the Detroit area who may not be getting that kind of light. So, and then, my platform needs to grow as well. Who we're getting. We want to grow too. So we got a few things on the horizon, and then this episode is being released Monday evening. Yeah. Right?
I'm going to be editing right after we film this.
We're experimenting the time. Yeah. So that you got to find your pocket in YouTube and in this space to get your material out. It's like that with like shoe reviews. It's like that with vlogs. You just have to find a hot spot.
Always look in your analytics on your YouTube and Instagram.
And see when they on there, man.
And so far, analytics are kind of showing us that our listeners are more active towards the evening, and they would, the higher click rate is towards the evening. So we're gonna try it out. We're gonna test this theory. Comment, like, subscribe.
Yeah, let us know y'all opinion. Yeah,
and if you guys like the morning ones, my initial thought of going into the morning was because I wanted you guys to start your Monday, your week off on a good note. First thing Monday morning, you're at work or you're at home, you're doing what you got to do. Pop in an earphone, put it on speaker while you moving around.
And we've heard that from people. Like Buck. He's working. And he said he listens to the episode while he's working.
Yeah,
so
same here.
Same here.
While I'm working,
I take in my job I can't so much listen while I'm working because my head be in ceilings. I'm working around heavy machinery. I have to do certain things, but I get pockets of time where I can go in my office and sit down and say, all right, let me look at I can look at 20 minutes here and then go back to work 10 minutes there. So I got different pockets I can watch the show. But I've heard from a lot of people, from our regular viewers, that I listen to it while I'm working. So we want to experiment, and we love our regular listeners, but we want to pull more. We want more. We want more. We want to grow. So we're just trying to follow that profile to grow, to continue to grow, right? And like Lily said, man, analytics is huge.
Yeah.
If you have your own channel and you're a creator, you're a content creator. Man, YouTube Studio is everything.
Learn how to read your analytics and YouTube really Studio. Test new things out. You know what I mean? Like there's no set rules on how to do something.
Yeah.
They're mere suggestions. You can listen to them or you can just keep doing your own thing.
Doing your own thing.
You know what? I'm sure, down the line, you are still going to be rewarded for your hard work because that's what we pride ourselves on is our organic growing.
Just keep doing the work, man.
However long it takes. But at the same time, when you do invest in something like this, you do kind of want
you want to see something. You want to see something. Back, so, but and then too, it's a slow grind in some aspects, right? Because the topics we're talking about aren't like fire hot buzzword topics, right? We're not talking about Sexy Red and Drake. We're not talking about Jay Prince and Cameron beefing. We're not talking about these beefs, right? And we're not talking about all these things, that keeps everybody like the gossip laws. We're not in that world. So our growth is going to be more organic, but it's going to be slower, right? Yeah. It's a slower growth because it's a niche market. It's a niche people that just want to hear about sneakers, want to hear about sports, want to hear about, GOAT debates and it's a niche market for that. And to tap into that market, it just take a lot of legwork. And you just got to be ready to do the work. But at the end of the day, it's small things like which is a great segue into the sneaker community. We want to discuss a few things. You're going to see smaller rewards, right? You're going to get small W's. But you gotta build on them small W's. Don't look at it as, that was just this, or that was just no. Build on them small W's. Let them small W's build up, and it'll become a big W later. So just build on that. So as far as the sneaker community goes, I really wanted to ask y'all a question. Me and Lily was talking. Me and Buck, we had a conversation as well. Is how do y'all feel about spoilers, right? I'm not gonna call any people names out, right? Y'all know who the big spoilers are in the in the Instagram sneaker world that show you all the J's for the next year. A whole calendar year from now, they showing, the I'm in there 5s are coming. It's like, dude, where's the element of surprise, man? So I feel like this. So, right, I understand that people do that. They have certain resources where they can tap in and kind of get the forecast, right? What's going to happen next year? What Jordan brand's releasing? What Nike's releasing? These other brands, you notice that you don't see that too much from like New Balance or Asics, or you don't see that too much because Jordan brand is number one, right? Nike Jordan brand is number one. So you got people on the inside of there that's like, hey, to certain people, who's got over 1 million followers, hey, this coming out next year. this coming out next year.
Yeah.
This coming out next year. And it's like, okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate. I understand that the person who's doing that, he doing it for clicks, for likes. And it's not just one person, because it's one big person and then there's other ones under him that's, have a huge platform too, that's giving out these leaks, right? With shoes coming out summer 2025 and all this.
Can we get through summer 2024 first?
I know, right? I ain't got to,
I'm in no hurry
like,
to go in the winter,
real.
okay?
So, I mean, I get it. I guess that can generate a certain amount of revenue for that person because of all the clicks, all the likes, all the his platform, right? Okay. But at the end of the day, it's like, all right, I get it from that standpoint, but the other standpoint, I understand it too, that, okay, yeah, to see the flu games coming out next year, to see the, me and Buck call them the bugging outs, the white cement fours, to see those coming out, those are GR shoes, and those will be like mass produced, right? Those are cool. That's cool. All right, cool. The metallic fives are coming out. You got the bread ones, the OG bread ones coming out. All right, dope. That's dope. That's cool. But when you start telling us the collabs that's coming out, you know what I'm saying? When you start saying, oh, Amon Manir got this shoe coming out, and with me having a personal relationship with James, with Mark, with different people under the Whitaker Group umbrella, Amon Manir, Social Status, APB, you think about, like, all right, they don't want that stuff getting out so early, that quick like that. And then you think about all the hard work that they put in, because how James is, he's going to put a story with it, right?
Right. So
now that you already know the shoe coming out, you kind of
take away
from the impact of the shoe and the story connected with it. So it's like, for the collab shoes, it's kind of like, I kind of want y'all to kind of stay back from that. The GR shoes, okay, yeah, you can let me know.
Yeah.
Buck made a good point. He was like, what if it's somebody that doesn't buy shoes on a regular like we do, right? And they like, oh, they like, for instance, the Legend Blue 11s coming out this year. Every year in November 11 or December, wintertime, 11s release. So this year's the Legend Blue, the all white 11s. And it was like, he's like, somebody may look, oh, those coming out at the end of the year, let me start saving my money now. You know what I'm saying?
It's a good way to prepare for those
But it's
things.
a GR though.
Yeah.
It's nothing connected to that. There's no storyline. There's none of that. So the problem with the storylines is, like, putting myself in James' position, like, all right, we got this story that's connected to this shoe. We want this, and that. But then when you got it leaked without your authorization, you didn't say, here, leak this, but it gets leaked out, the model, everything, colorway, all that. It's just out now. And it's like, dang, what if he changes it? Like how they did the fours. Remember the Amon Manir fours?
Yeah.
They was gonna be that white color, like military blues.
Which I was actually excited
I really love those.
Ones, but I mean, they came out the way
even
that they
James
did.
gave me certain, like, hey,
Yeah.
But I guess after so long, it was like they switched it to the violet orb, which those are dope
they're
too.
Still dope. Yeah.
So, but anyway, they still, even though these leaks are out, and that's some of the story, because the colorway is going to go into the story of the shoe. And it's like, they still have to act like it's not out.
So I'm about to get my take on this.
Right. Go ahead.
So how I feel, I feel the same as you and Buck, where, okay, yes, GRs, I can prepare for those, especially I'm not on the sneaker game like that. Like you, I only know from you, you tell me.
Well, you got your own style too.
I got my
Thank
own
you, baby.
style,
I appreciate the flowers.
I get it from you.
Thank
so it's good to know, especially for people who do shop for for the holiday season, or when they do shop for someone's upcoming birthday or whatever, the average person. So as far as the collabs go, I'm going to take it to, I guess, where my niche is, which is like makeup and hairstyles and stuff like that. When makeup companies do collaborations with, a big time artist or whatever, or another makeup artist, even a singer, actor, whoever, they push it out in bits. They'll show like the corner of a palette, or they'll show a silhouette of someone who can be kind of recognizable, or they show like a slogan that somebody says.
That's the brand doing that.
And I know, and I'm saying though, like they're very careful about their leaks. And what I want to say is that I think the sneaker community can kind of learn from that, because when these collabs roll out, especially with a company that's very popular in the makeup world called ColourPop, they do a lot of collabs. They do collabs with Disney. They do collabs with Pixar. They do collabs with everybody under the sun. But the way that they roll out their collabs is very smart, because the marketing, again, it's like it makes you want it that much more, because the rollouts don't come out until about 2-3 weeks before the actual release.
And 2K is like that, right?
Yeah,
they do that. They have an annual release.
Right. They show you the cover. They show you the cover first.
But in July, that's when they start the rollout. They show you, but they so NDA tight-fisted, like you better not say nothing or they'll sue you. Type. And it's like they'll give you the cover athletes, right? They'll spend a whole week just to cover athletes. Right. And it's like, man, I hate that time, because it's like, dog, it's just a freaking cover. I want to see gameplay. Then they give you theatrical gameplay.
Right.
Then they give
show you the sweat.
They give you more sweat, more and more sweat. And then they give you, like the theatrical trailers, showing the capabilities of what the AI simulated game does, right? Different moves, pro play, and all this stuff. And then the final is where I love. Like, they show you the neighborhood. They show you my career. They show you, that's my part of the game. But they save that for last. But by the time you get to that point, you're salivating. Yeah. You're like,
can't wait.
Come on, let me see it. Let me see it. Let me see it.
It's that anticipation.
Yes.
So yes, in a nutshell.
And we don't get that in the sneaker community.
In a nutshell,
anymore.
Yes, that very much hurts the sneaker community, because I think that goes hand in hand with the resellers. Because if they know a whole year in advance what comes out, especially with the collabs,
the box ready.
Right. They have that much more time to get their stuff ready, just as much as we have enough time to get our stuff situated. So it's a very unfortunate thing that's happening. I don't like it. I know you don't like it. I know a lot of people will agree that they don't like it.
I'm not going to say I hate it, because
that much in advance, that's too much.
Yeah, it's too much in advance.
Give me 3 months. Give me 3 months.
But at the end of the day, it's too much in advance. But then it's still like, dang, I'm dope. I want those. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So.
I like to be surprised. You know how I am about my surprises.
Right. She loves to be surprised, bro.
I will surprise about anything. Yeah. So for me,
kids want to go to Target. She's like, look, we're going to go to Target. Don't tell them. I'm like, dude, just go. She's the surprise queen. But
I love surprises. So for me personally, I don't like it. It really takes away from the experience, I would say.
It does. And then, like I said, if you're working on them brands, if you're working for the Whitaker Group, if you're working for Amamanir, for Union, for Off-White, and you have a story connected to it, and James is synonymous for that. He's known for adding these stories to the sneakers, and that's what's really making them fly, right? Yeah. That's like, because there's so many people can identify. That's why we wanted the pennies. That's why we wanted the exactly, because people can identify.
The one where he graduated. What are those called? The
Mac attacks. The social status attacks. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So when Lil Q graduated, you know what I'm saying? Got those for free, by the way. Thank you. But at the end of the day, bro, it's like, you have to keep that. Now that you got rid of that surprise, now the people who work for, who put in their blood, sweat, and tears to draw up this story, to get the right people there, to do this and do that, and they have to present it to James, and he okays it, and then they do work, and everybody do work. But with all these leaks, you still have to sit and pretend like it's brand new to the public, right?
I don't.
And that sucks. Mm-hmm. That sucks. So that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Like that part of it, it's like, nah, bro. That's like you're taking away from creativity. You're taking away from the culture. Mm-hmm. But if you notice, it's recently been doing this. Like you can see when things are coming. Like you said, I remember being on Sneaker Bar Detroit. Sneaker Bar Detroit will only let you get only so months ahead of time, right? Yeah. Now they going into the next year. They like next year these coming out, and I get it because I mean, you know, as a sneaker collector, yeah, you want to see what's coming out. Oh, I want those.
Yeah.
Because I plan my funds, our funds, accordingly.
Yeah.
Like when I knew certain shoes was coming out, like when I knew the 2.3s was coming out, when I knew these were coming out. You know what I'm saying? When I knew these were coming out, 17s. And for those who are not visual, these are the Jordan 17 Lightning Lows, you know, which is very important for today. So we'll just leave this out here because we're going to get into that later on. So, but like you said, it kind of arms and gives the resellers ammunition to go back and say, all right, let's get the bots ready. And then whoever is magically behind the sneaker resale market who say, yeah, the value of these or that, the value of these or that gives them time to get. So it's a lot of tangibles and unknowns, intangibles that we don't see, right? So that sucks. So speaking on resellers, another question I like to pose, and you guys feel free to load the comments up. Can a reseller, like hardcore reseller, right? And this is not a shot at anyone. I have friends and I have good relationships with resellers.
As we've mentioned before.
And I've mentioned that multiple times before. So don't play me like I'm trying to attack the resale game. I understand it, okay? I get it. I've spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars on the aftermarket for different sneakers that I've wanted, okay? So can a reseller, a hardcore reseller, really be a sneakerhead or sneaker collector? How do you feel about that?
That's tricky. That's really tricky.
It
because I personally feel when you have that much love for sneakers, you're in it. Your morale wouldn't let you do that.
The price gouging thing.
The price gouging. Like, okay, yeah, if you want to make a couple of $50, $100, okay, depending on the value.
You just
want
to flip enough to buy the shoe, right?
Right.
You flip a couple pair, you'll use the profit from the 3 pair. Now I can buy the 4 pair for me.
Exactly.
You know?
So, to an extent, yes, of course, it can be beneficial. I don't mind that. I'm talking about like the people that we've met. I'm just in it for the
$300 for some Brotherhoods, bro. Jordan 1 Brotherhoods when they first came out. Man, come on, please.
So it's a very tricky line. It's a very gray area.
It's a slippery slope,
It's a slippery slope because you have to be careful about how you answer this question because it can backfire.
Everybody's so sensitive, hypersensitive in this day, too.
Exactly. But I'm going to say, as far as can resellers be true sneakerheads or collectors, I will be on the more positive side and say yes for the most part.
And I agree. I agree. There's a small, and I would say, and I mean this, there's a small percentage of resellers, hardcore resellers, not the resellers that just flip a couple pair just to get, I'm talking hardcore resellers with the store and everything, storefront, all that, just really into it. There's a small percentage of those guys that genuinely love the culture, right? And as you guys know from episode 0, our origin story, when I've been collecting since like high school, but I never was in that position to collect like I can now as an adult with a decent paying job, and I can allocate funds to my
understanding
addiction.
The value of keeping them.
And I understand the value of keeping because I'm a giver, right? I always gave stuff. Y'all can ask anybody who know me throughout the years. I done gave hundreds of shoes away. I done gave hundreds of sneakers away. And now that I understand that now, I'm more competent of this culture as opposed to back in the day just getting them and I want them. And then when I wear them to a certain extent, and I got a cousin who is a little bit less fortunate than I was, and he like, oh man, I give them to him. Even though his feet bigger than mine, he still would take them. Like, all right, I got it. And he'll rock them and beat them up and kill them, and then, whatever. Cardio, I love you, But at the end of the day, I think there's a small percentage now. Don't get me wrong. There are the price gougers that's in it, the culture vultures. They try to look like us. They try to dress like us. Yeah, we're not going to get into that. But it's a gang of culture vultures out there, right?
Yeah.
And these culture vultures will make you think that they're in the sneaker community, but they just hype beasts.
Yeah.
They just in it for the hype, in it for the wave. Now that wave is subsiding, you starting to see a different reaction in the community. Now, speaking to that, my guy Front Page Aaron, y'all go check him out on Instagram. My man Front Page Aaron made a dynamite reel where he was talking about how where people say, you know, oh, sneakers are dead. Sneakers are dead. No, they aren't dead. You just was on the wave. Mm-hmm. It may be dead for you.
Right.
The sneaker, what did I say? I said that a couple episodes back, that we are the culture. Mm-hmm. I am the culture. She's the culture. You're the culture. We not going nowhere, bro.
Right. This is what we do. Sneakers. We still gonna love them the way that we do. We're still gonna, go out of our way in a sense to buy these and to collect these and to, it has a special place in our heart. So we're not going anywhere. If you truly love something, you'll stick around for it.
To piggyback on what you said, you're right. If you really love something, you're gonna stick around. And if you just in it for the wave, and that's what they was. Mm-hmm. These were people in the wave from the pandemic, the wave from the spike in the resale market during the pandemic, because everybody got, stimulus checks. Everybody got that unemployment bonus.
Same thing with like Bitcoin.
You know what I'm saying? When Bitcoin was up there, everybody talked Bitcoin this, Bitcoin bros. That. Cryptocurrency and da-da-da-da-da. And then when people start getting busted and these companies overnight billionaires were looking at accounts zero.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that was happening.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Wave, and that's the same thing.
They was on the wave. So, but at the end of the day, man, we're the culture, bro. We're not going nowhere. Right? Mm-hmm. And I had a bunch of conversations today, met a bunch of dope people, and this kind of couples with that. So today at Pensole Lewis College, downtown Detroit, there was a dedication, a footwear studio dedication to Wilson Smith, right? Mm-hmm. So you guys who don't know who Wilson Smith is, just to kind of give him his flowers, this man is amazing. Like, I knew something about him because I did my research on him when I did a review on the Jordan 17 Lightning Lows, which this is one of his projects. He worked with Tinker on the 15, the Jordan 15, and then he solely piloted the 16s and 17s, and I think the 18s, right? And this man is just amazing. Him being the first black shoe designer in Jordan brand. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that. That's amazing to know. And to see how many doors he opened up for people like me and you, black and brown, in that space. I'm talking about corporate America. This is Nike and Jordan brand, Portland, Oregon, and he's an amazing guy. So I have a vlog that's coming out soon. I'll probably release it. I will let this one kind of cook and simmer. Probably Wednesday we'll release the vlog to that event. I went by myself and it was amazing, right? And at this space, I was talking to so many people. Shout out to Jumpman Bostic, big bro. Seeing him up there. His man Caesar. Caesar is super dope. I told him, I'm like, man, you my new best friend now. Like, Caesar is super dope, bro. You super dope, man. I appreciate you, man. And all the knowledge, just sitting there kicking it with him. He just full of knowledge, bro. I could have sat there and we could have kicked it for days, right? Mm-hmm. He was that kind of person. And just welcoming, man. And it was beautiful to see so many, black and brown people under one space in honor of Wilson Smith, but also under one space when it was time after Wilson, he received, he did the ribbon cutting event. We went in, we seen it, we went and sat down. Dr. Edwards, shout out to Dr. Dwayne Edwards. He said a few things. A couple people from Nike said a few things. A couple people from Jordan Brand said a few things. Even H, a rookie. H even said a little video tribute.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was dope. And, MJ calls Wilson Smith the pajama man. So it's even H was like, I told MJ, and he said, tell pajama man congratulations.
Man, I want a nickname from MJ.
Right. MJ, give me a nickname. You know what I'm saying? So that was dope, man. That was a real dope experience, man. I didn't want to record that stuff because that's for him, right? Mm-hmm. That's not for me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So that's not my place to record the entire thing and post it. And, PLC, Princeton Lewis College had their videographer there. So you guys tap in and y'all see pictures on PLC's Instagram page.
I thought they also had it on YouTube, if I remember correctly.
Was it going on YouTube? Maybe.
I think Dante put it in the chat as far as the YouTube link.
Okay, so. It might be. I know Dante submitted. I think he submitted the virtual link. Oh, so it was like Zoom. If you couldn't make it, you can watch it virtually. Oh, okay. Because they had our scene where they had the camera set up and stuff at. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, it was very inspiring, and it was very amazing, right? So when when you see stuff like that, it kind of gives me chills, right? Because I get to talk to the guy who designed this, right? And then I seen the way his mind works. Like he went into the design of the 17, not the low, but the 17, the mid, the original. Mm-hmm. And, he went into that, and the way he did it, it has something to do because he knew MJ loved jazz. So he incorporated music where jazz and like hip hop, right? Mm-hmm. So, he's going through the slideshow, he's explaining it, right? Mm-hmm. And then he went into, just exploring, right? Just trying different things, then mixing it. And it was just like, it's mine. It was, emoji, boom. You know what I'm saying? It was amazing. And to see how his mind works. So, after the event, everybody said their piece and it was time to network, right? Mm-hmm. So everybody's up talking and chit-chatting. That's when me and Jumpman Bostic, we was kicking it heavy for a minute. And a lot of the shoes that was on display there was Jumpman Bostic, because Nike or Jordan Brand or Wilson Smith didn't have certain of the models.
Man, you gotta be a you know what I'm saying? He didn't have it.
He a legend. That's big bro. You feel me?
To be able to supply sneakers that even they don't have.
That's big bro.
Oh my God, that's
big bro is the Wilson Smith. He's the Wilson Smith for us, bro. Yeah, he's my Wilson Smith. He's opening the doors to sneaker collecting in Detroit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He put Detroit on the map as far as sneaker collecting go. I don't care how many Travis Scotts you got. I don't care how many Off-Whites you got. I don't care how much hype you got. You ain't messing with him. You ain't messing with him. You ain't got these though. You ain't got these, and he got OGs from early 2000s. Like he kept telling. This was impressing me though. This was impressing me. Mm-hmm. And it kind of, I was trying to be, how somebody say something and you try to be like, yeah, this cool. But inside, I'm like, oh my God. He was like, man, kept looking at my shoes like, man, I wanted those. Those was limited, man. I just got the old ones. They crumbled up on me. But then, man, I wanted those right there. And I'm just inside. I'm like,
oh, I got some. You ain't got it.
No, I wasn't that. It was just like, dang, he giving me props. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He shouting me out. Because this was calculated for me to wear what I'm wearing, right? Mm-hmm. All black with black and yellow. You know what I'm saying? So it was calculated. I knew who Wilson Smith was. So, I wanted to pay homage. And when I seen him, I was like, I had to pay homage to you, sir. He was like, oh, man, those are cool, man. He's a really like full of life guy, right? Yeah. He's really, really animated. He's very animated. And, so I asked him about the sole. Mm-hmm. So we see the sole. It kind of looks like a golf course, right? Mm-hmm. And y'all remember, if you ever watched my review of this shoe, the sole was one of the points that I brought out because of MJ's love for golf. Mm-hmm. So I asked him, I'm like, so on a sole, was that intentional for you to, to have the pod shaped like a golf course? And he was like, not really. He was like, no, that was not the intention. He was like, it just became that, right? Because of the rubber is so thick and the traction. And he was talking about how, and you could tell he knew I knew what I was talking about. I was like, yeah, because the heel and the midfoot are separated and it's just connected by a plate in there. He was like, yeah. He was like, because of, when MJ, he plants and, comes back on his heel or whatever, basketball movement. And it's such thick rubber that it just kind of looked that way. And then he said somebody else brought it up to him like, looks like a golf course. And he said it just kind of went into that. it just became that.
Being in that room, and that's just creative.
Yeah, man. So
that creative and just being in that room, man. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, man. So, and that's what makes a sneakerhead. When you have that kind of love and you get the backstory and you have an appreciation for that.
You got it from
not
the source.
Value, right? I got it from the source. Not
so
the
all these
value
blogs
of the
can
shoe.
Say whatever they want to say.
They can say what they want. But he talked to me. I think Caesar was standing right next to me when he was explaining that too. Mm-hmm. But he was so in. I wanted to get a picture with him so bad, but it was his day, mm-hmm. and I didn't want to. I ain't want to. Oh, can I? And I asked him, but he was like, "Oh, I gotta go do something." He had to go do something when he came back. He was busy. He was doing other stuff, and I was like, "Man, I'm not gonna bother him." Mm-hmm. So. But he was like, "Man, you really cool, man." Because I was telling him about the shoe and, and I was telling him how much I appreciate him and, what he's done. Because I didn't know a lot of the things on a tribute and everything to him. I didn't know a lot of that. Right. Mm-hmm. So once I learned that, it made me look at him under a different light. Like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Because, he did the up tempos with the air on the side. Mm-hmm. He did a couple Barclays. I got some footage of the shoes that he did. So, but it was really dope that Big Bro had shoes that they didn't have, and they asked him to use them. And it was dope, man. It was
that's a flex right there, man.
one of the students at PLC was like, "Man, you should get him to sign it." I'm like. Man, you know how hard it is to put these shoes on, dog? Like, if it was some easy slip on and off, I would have been like, yeah, go ahead. Or I would have just brought them and had them sign them and then just took them back like that. Mm-hmm. But, yeah.
You wear your shoes.
I wear my shoes too much for him to sign it. But I wanted a picture, and I didn't even get that. So, I'm sure I'll see him again. I think he said he'll be back for the BFF.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm sure I'll see him, and he'll definitely remember me. You know me, I leave that lasting impact. Like, you gonna remember me,
right? You really do.
Yeah, man. So that was dope, man. And it's like, being there today. Me and Lily, we had, and again, before I even move on, I want to thank PLC, Pensacola Lewis College, Detroit, which a lot of people here in Detroit do not even know they exist. Y'all better get up on it. I'm telling you. Y'all better get up on it, tap in, especially the younger creatives, man, that want to be in that world. You want to be in footwear design. You want to be in
design period.
You need to go to Pensacola Lewis. It's an accredited HBCU. Get with it, okay? Mm-hmm. So I want to thank PLC and the powers that be there. Dr. Edwards, Dwayne Edwards. So I had somebody had asked him for his number, and I was kind of standing close by, but I didn't want him to make it seem like I was trying to get his number, right?
Yeah.
So he kind of did it quietly, and I went over just to show him. I showed him his number on my phone. I'm like, "That's still you?" He was like, "Yep." I was like, "All right." You see, I said you told me to be intentional, but I got you. He was like, all right. So that was cool. That was a cool moment, little laugh moment. But Dr. Edwards, man, awesome. He's super dope. Anybody who knows him, he's he about his business, man. Mm-hmm. He about his business. He ain't playing no games. And then again, Wilson Smith, Nike, Jordan Brand, everybody that has something to do. Oh, I met the young lady who designed the whole space. Mm-hmm. Her name is Angel.
Okay.
She works for Gatorade, but she does design on the side. Mm-hmm. And she's a cool young lady, man. Very, very cool. Black excellence. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like
so good to see that.
Man, it is. It really is. So it was like I'm still on this high, endorphin high today from that, just being in that space, and then seeing so many shout out to Mojo. So Mojo is an artist. Mm-hmm. He painted a lot of the mural style on the wall, right? He did that. He designed that. And young cat, black guy, 37, 38 years old, young, bro. And he's excellent painter. He got a platform too. So he's starting on his podcast. Shout out to you, my guy, man. Yeah. Thanks for tapping in too, bro. And I'll definitely tap into yours. And he want to link up and we can do some stuff virtually. He down in Miami, so we need to get that bag. So he's like, "You come down to Miami, I got you, bro. I got this. I'm like, "Bro, stop. I need to get down there, man." Right. So, but that just goes to show, guys, that, follow your dreams, right? Be reasonable, and that's where we try to draw. Me and Lily, we was having a deep conversation earlier where we both got a little emotional because we just look at reality and you look at your dream, right? Reality is I have to do a certain job that it's not necessarily that I hate my job, like as far as the work, because I'm good at what I do, right? I'm a lead commercial build engineer, so I'm good at what I do, right?
Yeah.
But that's not what I want to do.
Yeah.
That's not what I want to do.
And we don't have
it's what I have to do.
And we don't have the privilege or the luxury
to just be like, all right,
I'm gonna just put my whole
I'm putting my whole all into podcast every day. We gonna film every single. I can't do that.
Yeah,
I can't.
We have kids.
I have so much responsibility outside of this space that is ridiculous, right? I'm a Christian, so I have Christian responsibilities, right? I'm a husband. I have husband responsibilities. I'm a father. I have father responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? I have to pay bills. I got to pay 2 car notes. I got to pay rent.
We are those things first before anything else.
And that's before anything else. But we want to draw that connection from reality
that gap
to dream, right? And it's tough because when you do work that you don't feel fulfilled at the end of the day, right?
Right.
It's not something when the alarm clock go off at 5:30 in the morning. I'm like, I hate that, right? I hate that aspect, and it's not because I don't like my job. I can do without certain people at my job, like my coworker, my fellow engineer. He cool, but other people, whatever.
You got to deal with a lot of
I got to deal with nonsense, but my coworker, he's straight. He cool guy, very knowledgeable. He cool. He's helpful. But you just get to a point where it's like, dude, I feel like I'm wasting my time. I know I need to do it. And like James, I had hit James up. Quick story. I ain't trying to flex or whatever. James. Everybody know James is my guy, man. So I hit James up, and I'm like, man, I'm having a tough day, dog. Just need some inspo from you, something. And he hit me back like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Just he was like, just really recognize those feelings, where they coming from, channel it. And he was like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to do what you don't want to do to get where you want to go. And it was like, it made all the difference. And I know most people like, oh, well, that was so philosophical. No, it wasn't about that being philosophical. It's just about, that's my guy, and he's looking out, right? Like, he's looking out like, yeah, you struggling, you going through it. He been through it. It ain't all been peaches and cream for him. You know what I'm saying? So I get that, right? But I just feel like sometimes I get in this space in my mind, and sometimes as humans, we get in our own way. And I feel like, man, I'm wasting my time doing this. I could be doing, like when I was at PLC today, it felt so good.
If only you can be paid to do something
like that. If I can make a living being in those spaces, if I can make a living drawing connections with people, like, oh, I can put you with this person. I know him, and that's me. I know. Oh, I'm gonna help you get your dream. I know somebody, right? Oh, I know somebody. Oh, you in fashion design? I know somebody, right? And draw that connection. You don't owe me nothing, right? I'll find a way to generate my revenue in my life, but I want that to be me, right? And it's hard. And just like you, I don't want that for you, what you do. You know what I'm saying?
For people who don't know, I've been in custodial maintenance for about 9 years now. So
about the same time I've been in engineering, commercial engineering.
So, it's not that I hate my job per se. I mean, who really does want to go be cleaning toilets and stuff? But at the same time, it's like, I don't mind it because it's like, it keeps me busy. I like the people that I work with for the most part, and
except for that one dude, Wolverine.
And for the most part, it's just, again, waking up, and then I see my paycheck,
Yeah,
and then I see
that's hard.
How hard that I work and the crumbs that I get. It's like,
that's hard.
I don't want to do this.
That's hard.
You know, and I don't want to work.
Who wants that for their wife, man?
I don't want to work to just pay my bills.
That's what we do.
And it's like, I want to be able to do what fulfills me and live. Give our kids the experience that we didn't have growing up,
we doing that to a real good extent.
Yeah,
because me, the kids, I wasn't 9 years old with a laptop. You feel me?
I wasn't 7 with a whole room makeover.
My mama wasn't buying me. Y'all already know my mama was not spending over $100 for some shoes. I spent on Elijah last pair of shoes, them Jordan 4 Reimagines. Them was $130.
Right. And it's not really much about the monetary value that we give, the things.
No, but I'm just saying, like, we are creating
as far as
something different for them than us.
We have movie nights.
Yeah,
we go out.
We sat and watched the whole Fast and Furious franchise. No, we only watched like the first 3 to 4 episodes yesterday. So we do stuff like that. We go out for ice cream. We go to the zoo. We go. We go to New York. We go to Pittsburgh. We travel. We going to Atlanta soon. So it's
So I mean, at the end of the day, like that's why at the beginning of the episode when you asked me how I was doing, I'm okay because look, I'm grateful for what we have. I'm glad that our bills are paid. You gotta have
a source of contentment.
I'm content. I'm content in what I do and what we have, and but at the same time, it's like.
It's tough. We imperfect, bro. It's tough. And then a lot of it too is because we have to. Some of it is self-inflicted, right?
Yeah, of course.
And when I say self-inflicted, I'm saying like we're on social media and we see stuff going on social media. It could be people we know, people we don't know. Oh, they have such a fantastic life. They're doing this, but really we understand that it's not real. It's a facade. But then we like, dang.
Right.
I'm working hard. You know what I'm saying? So just like, for instance, and I don't want to come off as a hater, the Hawk Tour girl, right? Hawk Tour shot right up to the top of the market, right?
Can we say something to go viral so we can pay these
I know. That's what I'm saying, bro. Keep making noise until somebody hear you. Hawk Tour. You know what I'm saying? Like come on, dog.
Say that?
Like really, bro? I'm just saying, bro. Like, I mean, I don't know what gifts she has.
Say one viral thing so that we can pay our debts.
Yeah, bro. I don't.
We just need it just one time. That's it. That's all we have. Just one time.
Just one. Just hit me with the bag one time. I'll flip it. I swear to goodness. But you ain't gotta give me $1 million. Give me 500,000. I'm gonna flip that thing, bro. We gonna be straight from here on out. But
oh my god, my stomach hurts.
Yeah. So, but when you see stuff like that, and no disrespect to her, she was being funny. She was being herself. That was her gift. She just being quirky and funny and
being herself.
A little immoral, but you know what I'm saying. She was doing her right, but it cracked.
Right.
She cracked the code. Right. Boom. And that was it. But you just need that one moment. When you take that, it's like when you look at that does sting a little bit, right?
Yeah, because like, dang, I'm working hard over here.
I'm putting my heart and soul in certain reels and videos and podcasts and all this, and it's like
50 likes.
100
views.
Yeah, not even 100 likes, and I got 1,400 followers. Like, Are you following me because you like my content, or you just trying to see what am I doing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, y'all, it's really about just staying focused. You can't compare yourself to nobody else. That's her due. We don't know what that girl went through. We don't know. You don't know what she went through. You don't know what's going on in her personal life. But she up right now, right? Mm-hmm. She up. She
met Shaq.
So
she done had merch.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about it because I don't know. Never mind. Let's just go. Let's just move on. So we're going to segue over until we talk about, so the Whitaker Group, you guys know my relationship with them. And no, I'm not employed by them. No, I'm not a Reppers brand ambassador or anything like that, although I want to be. And I'm not sponsored. This video is not sponsored by anything affiliated with anyone. This is sponsored by yours truly, right?
My paycheck. Wanting to give give out some
cool information. So just to kind of go over with you guys, the Whitaker Group, they started, James, he started a 10-city tour the beginning of this year, right? I think it was the late end of last year, beginning of this year. He traveled 10 cities, and the 10 cities are Chicago. It was Chicago, Detroit, Houston, Atlanta. It was a couple places in, I think, Florida, and then there was a couple places in Carolina and Pittsburgh, right? Mm-hmm. So
Baltimore too, right?
No? And Baltimore, right? Mm-hmm. Baltimore and Harlem. Mm-hmm. So all these places James went to, and if y'all not familiar, James used to do free game. Mm-hmm. Free game, where he leverages his networking resources and leverages it to, give the community like hope, to open doors to them, to give you financial literacy, to talk about different things that
opening up the gates.
Yeah, opening up the gates for you, and things that's not readily accessible. Like all this knowledge is out here, right? Mm-hmm. But it's buried behind stupid junk, hawk tool, and it's buried behind all this other stuff, right? It's buried behind this stuff, but it's not accessible, right? It's not right there jumping on your face.
Nobody's
like
telling you these
like how we saying the hawk tool girl, all that stuff is jumping at you, right?
Right.
But the stuff that matters is right there. But since it's not easily accessible and it's not like in arm's reach, you have to put some effort in. Mm-hmm. People kind of just like, oh well, I can't. Right. So we're conditioned to think, oh, go get a job and make $30 an hour. Okay, what happens when you get that job and make $30?
Right.
Go get a job and make $35 an hour. Okay, what happens when you get that job making $35 an hour? Mm-hmm. You feel me? Like that's not it, y'all. So James, he uses his resources to leverage certain things to be able to give intel to the culture, to people. So he started this. It's called Future Forward, right? And it's in those 10 cities. And I'm sure it's going to grow. But here in Detroit was one of the cities. And I was asked to be the community lead for Detroit. So I am the community lead, Future Forward Detroit. And, and it's nothing like, I don't get paid for it. Not yet. I don't get paid. It's straight up volunteer. It's something that I want to do to bring notoriety to my community. I'm from Detroit. I'm Detroit through and through. Right, my swag is a little bit different because I lived in different areas, but I'm from Detroit, 7 Mile Greenfield, 48235 all day, right? But this Future Forward, we meet together. Our next meeting will be on August 8th at PLC, 7 p.m. Tap in with me, y'all. Get me y'all credentials. I'll get you the sign-in sheet. You have to. Not so much. I don't want to say you got an RSVP at this point.
You just gotta let them know you coming.
But just let me know, right? So, because you have to get through security and all. You can't just pop up.
Right.
It ain't just one of those. You just about to pop up, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So Future Forward is pretty dope. We've had, I think, I want to say 5 or 6 meetings. We've been doing it once a month since February. Mm-hmm. So we done had about 6 meetings, right? The last 2 meetings been virtual because of the renovation they've been doing at PLC. Mm-hmm. So now PLC is done with that. We go back to meeting in person, which is super, super dope. So Future Forward, man, just to touch on a few things we're going to be doing. I had spoke on it earlier. We plan on getting a wine social together. Mm-hmm. We're going to be doing different things. Make sure y'all tap in if you're in the Detroit metropolitan area, September 26th through the 29th. Y'all tap in and go to Black Footwear Forum, BFF, which will be housed at PLC, downtown Detroit.
Great
it is, oh my God, it is super dope. If you any type of creative, like last year, I'm just going to tell y'all. So it's a 4-day event. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I was only, because our schedule, I think we had the convention or something was last year. So I couldn't go to all the days, but I went to Saturday. Mm-hmm. And Saturday is the main day. And Saturday was the day that James, he got up and he spoke. J Tips from who creates the shoes with Saucony, his own shoe with Saucony. Jay Tips was there. Beeman Williams was there. It was so many dope people. Reps from Jordan Brand was there. It was so many dope people in high positions that I networked with. And it was fellow content creators there from Detroit as well. So it was dope, man. It was really, really dope. DJ Jazzy Jeff, June Ambrose. Like it was amazing. I had an amazing time. I went by myself, but this time
I'm coming.
I'm coming this time. Year. So if y'all in that area, make sure you go to Black Footwear Forum IG page, and they have a link where you can sign up. Sign up now, RSVP now. You will not be disappointed. Mm-hmm. If you're a content creator, if you're a creative, if you're a fashion designer, you want to get in the footwear industry, you want to do something along those lines in that vein and that conduit, you better be there if you in this area. Right. Mm-hmm. So make sure you tap in, because we got people from other Future Forward groups like Chicago. They coming. A couple people from Chicago coming. My man Mike from Carolina, he coming. So we got some motion.
Great stuff.
It's some motion in the city, man. So it's a lot of motion. It's a lot of things that's really, really bubbling and popping out here in Detroit. And we just getting in the middle of it, man. I'm just outside. I'm outside, man. I was just at this Babyface Ray event. You know, I just went to this Wilson Smith thing. Mm-hmm. I'm outside, man. I'm putting in the work, and that's what it's about. If you want it, chase it, get it. You know, within reason. I ain't gonna neglect my family, but you know, or my God, I'm not gonna neglect neither one of those. But you know what I'm saying? Within reason, go get it, y'all. Mm-hmm. It's there, and once you meet certain people, it does something to you. It infuses you. It gives you something. It's
motivating.
Yeah, it reels you in. So Future Forward, make sure y'all tap in. Y'all will see different posts on my page on IG. You will see different posts on the Whitaker Group's page. James, he reposts stuff sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all tap in with Future Forward. And then that's basically it. Anything else on Future Forward that I miss?
No, BFF, it's an opportunity. Social. It's an opportunity to network with others. Yep. You know, photographer. We have photographers there, fashion designers there. We have just different people doing different things, staying outside. And if you guys like to network, see what you guys, you know, can
that's
get
my
into.
superpower right there.
Come on in. We welcome everybody, and you know, so just reach out.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, we're gonna go ahead and close it up. Shut down shop, man. Get this video edited and public to you guys immediately ASAP. And I just want to take this time to thank everyone that I've met in the past couple weeks, past couple months that's new in my world, and that gave me motivation that you probably didn't know you gave. And that's another thing, guys. If you're doing your own thing, keep doing it, because you may be touching, you know, somebody in another you may be touching somebody that you never even met before, man. Mm-hmm. You may be inspiring that person you never met before and you never will meet, right? But if you doing it for not just for you. You're doing it for the culture, and you're doing it for others, man. Mm-hmm. So y'all just keep doing y'all thing, bro.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank y'all so much for all the love and support. Mm-hmm. As we get more and more towards the end of the season, it's making me more and more a little bit more emotional, because look, I mean, we started.
Y'all stuck with us for almost 20 episodes now.
Almost 20 episodes. You feel me? So we love you guys. Thank you so much. We appreciate all the love and support. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe. Remember, every Monday, it might not be in the morning. We're just going to test some times out. Mm-hmm. But if you keep that notification bell on lock, then you will know when it come out. Right. You'll be notified. So every Monday, though, still every Monday, we got 2 episodes left after this one. And then we're going to take a season-ending break. And then October 1, we're coming back strong with a whole new scene, setup, and mode. So thank you guys again. We love you. Comment, like, subscribe, share the video, and make sure y'all tap in, man. And keep and for all y'all who on your own journey, like myself, like we are, keep making noise until somebody hear you. Because one day, somebody gonna hear you. And when they hear you, you stay ready. So you'll never have to get ready. You feel me? So I love you guys. We'll see y'all on the next one. All right? Peace.